And I can wiggle my ears.
Can we see the ears?
Is
Oh, yeah.
it-
Chris Colfer was a series regular on the hit TV musical drama romance comedy series Glee, which ran for 6 seasons and 121 episodes from 2009 to 2015 on Fox, and has remained in popular syndication and streaming ever since. Chris played the pivotal role of Kurt Hummel in all 121 episodes, a role that wasn't in the original pilot script, but after seeing Chris audition, the show's creator, Ryan Murphy, created the part of Kurt Hummel just for him, making Chris Colfer at the age of 18 one of the first openly gay actors to play an openly gay series regular role on television. For his work on Glee, Chris has been awarded with a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actor, 3 consecutive People's Choice Awards for Favorite TV Comedy Actor. In addition, Chris was nominated twice for Emmys, once for a Grammy, and took home a SAG Award and several Teen Choice Awards. Now, Chris Colfer, not one to rest on his laurels during the same time period, wrote, produced, and starred in his first feature film, Struck by Lightning, which he also novelized in 2012. The very same year, he released his first Land of Stories novel, The Wishing Spell, making Chris Colfer a New York Times best-selling author by his 21st birthday. As of this recording in 2024, Chris has penned over 20 novels, making him one of the most prolific American fiction authors of the 21st century. His latest story, Roswell Johnson Saves the World, has just been released, and I was able to catch up with Chris via Zoom for this interview a day before he flew to the UK to begin pre-production on a new feature film, and then head across the States for his Roswell Johnson book tour before returning to the UK to film his next feature. Chris Colfer is a very, very busy man. In addition to all of that, Chris remains a rarity in Hollywood, an intergenerationally famous actor whose private life is void of tabloid gossip. Young and old, from 8 to 80, are fans of Chris Colfer. And I suspect that you are too. My name is G. Charles Wright. I am a TV casting director and audition coach for actors. I have had the great fortune of becoming friends with some of the entertainment industry's most prolific, groundbreaking, and awe-inspiring actors, writers, producers, and performers. Throughout this series, I will be interviewing actors who have significantly reshaped TV, film, and stage with their immense talent, commitment, and diversity. And since I'm a casting director and they are actors, I'm recording these interviews just like a self-tape. And I'm calling them the self-tape tapes. Now let's get into the GCW Studios interview with actor, singer, author, and advocate, Chris Colfer.
Oh gosh. My special skills are oh man. I guess singing. I guess that's one. I would never in a million years say that I can dance, even though I've done it. I can do accents pretty well. And I can wiggle my ears.
Can we see the ears?
Is it-
Oh, yeah.
That's about it though.
Chris Colfer, please tell me your origin story.
Oh man, I wish it had something to do with the Bat Cave, but it doesn't. I was born in Clovis, California, which is a suburb of Fresno, California. Very, very lower middle class upbringing. And fell in love with performing when I was very young. I remember, I forget, it was either The Wizard of Oz or it was the movie Hook. I was very young, or maybe it was Jurassic Park, I'm not sure. I was watching it, and when it ended, I had a mental breakdown because I just did not want the story to end. And I just promised myself I'd do anything I could to get inside the story so it never have to end. And that's when I started performing, and started with school plays, and then community theater, and then a friend of a friend happened to be an agent down in LA, And so God bless my parents. They would drive me back and forth from Fresno, California to LA twice a month to take me to auditions. Like I said, we had no money. So in high school, I would work in the cafeteria mornings before school so I could afford gas and headshots for myself, which sounds really dismal, but it was some of the best times of my life because I was so close to all the lunch ladies. It was like watching a live episode of Golden Girls every morning. And then finally got lucky and auditioned for Glee, and that was my first callback and my first role I ever booked. And here I am.
So with all the success you've had, do you feel like you still have to hustle for jobs and stuff?
If I was a full-time actor and that was the main priority, I would absolutely still have to hustle. Even with the following that I have, even with awards that I win, that I've won, every actor that I know who's in a similar situation still has to hustle. I am very privileged now because my books have done very well, so acting is not my main priority. But if it is something that I really, really want and I really, really identify with, then I will absolutely do anything I can to get it or get the filmmaker's attention.
What do you do besides acting to make yourself feel like a complete person?
Oh my gosh. I'm not sure I am a complete person. I'm mostly Pixar, I think, at this point. But I'm an actor and I'm also an author as well, which brings me a lot of joy. I have two popular children's middle grade series out now, and my third series is coming out this summer. And it's funny because writing and acting have always been the exact same thing to me ever since I was a kid because they're both different ways of playing pretend. Except with writing, you just get to be in control of the story, and I have control issues, so I really enjoy that part. But other than that, I mean, like I love animals, so I'm always around animals. I love nature. Nature does not love me though, so I can't say that.
How,
But
how, does, how does nature not love you?
You know, I can attract every mosquito in a tri-state area. It's a superpower. I have horrible allergies, and the sun and I have been feuding since the day I was born.
Uh, what prompted the writing, the book series writing?
When I was younger, I had my sister has epilepsy, and when she was younger, it was very, very severe. She had a case of epilepsy where she had 50 seizures an hour. And my family didn't have much money at all, so writing was really just an affordable, accessible way for me to escape it all. And as I got older and was a closeted teenager, writing became a life raft for me. It was the only thing that could really like fully entertain and captivate me and let me forget about my troubles. So it was just means of escape, and even now it's a means of escape for me.
How do you handle auditions?
I am a horrible auditioner because I get so nervous. And I think it's a lot to do with like trauma from when I was a kid and I first started auditioning. Because every time I get an audition, which was about maybe once or twice a month, if I was lucky, I would not only just want the part and not want to work, but I wanted to get out of my hometown so desperately. I saw every audition as an escape. And so whenever I would not get it or not get a callback, I would be devastated. And I'm the same way now as a 34-year-old man. I'm still always devastated. And the funny thing is, I've been on the other side of auditions many times, where I'm the one watching the videos and picking people and starring the videos that I like. And it's hilarious that I know that it's nothing personal at all. It has really never rarely has anything to do with someone's talent or ability. It has everything to do with just how they look and how they fit into the story that you're creating. And yeah, even knowing that, I still hate auditioning and take everything very, very, very personally.
Uh, what kind of training do you have as an actor?
I have absolutely no formal training whatsoever. I grew up doing shows in a community theater in Fresno, California, an incredible community theater, I will say. Really, now that I've been out of there for a while, it really is so impressive when I think back to what that theater taught me and how we would do 8 shows a week, like any Broadway run. But yeah, no, never classes ever. I was in drama in high school, of course. but never anything formal or any kind of workshop ever. I just learned from being the little boy in every musical known to man. That's where all my training came from.
What are you most proud of in your career?
I am most proud of not the things that I have accomplished personally, but what I have inspired young people to do, whether that is performing arts or whether it is writing, because I know those two things were such saving graces for me that I'm very, very proud that I have been someone to introduce a younger generation to those arts and hobbies.
Oh, that's sweet. What was your first acting job?
My very first acting job was a short film called Russell Fish, The Sausage and the Eggs Incident. And it was a short film that was shot in Fresno, where I was living at the time. And it was made by some LA filmmakers, drove up to Fresno to make it because it was much cheaper to shoot up there. And I think I was about 17 when I did it. And it was just a little funny short about a high schooler who was trying to pass his physical ed class. And his best friend was a ninja and helped him through it. And it was very cute.
That's amazing. How long did it take to shoot it?
It took about a week, I think, to shoot that. And that was my first experience to how long days are on set. And we shot it in the middle of the summer, in the middle of a Fresno summer, which was probably about 120 in the shade. And there were a lot of physical stunts that I did, and I almost passed out many times. But I loved it because I was in showbiz, so I loved it.
Well, there is no business like show business, and of course, there are no people like show people, and Chris Colfer is one of the nicest show people I know. This is G. Charles Wright for the Self-Tape Tapes and the G. Charles Wright Studio. You can find out more about what we do. We make you better at auditioning at gcharleswright.com. Thanks for joining us.